And now comes the part where I bid all you we the little people, little Cindy Lou Who's, who are educated no more than two down in Whoville, you little compressed decrepit blues. This is my disclaimer. This is a penetration test. I am trained with over 150 hours of CompTIA Computer 8 Plus tech training, including an additional over 50 hours and years and years and years of practice of ethical penetration testing. That means this is a video, this is not live, and I am about to go overboard and go above and beyond to see what I can say, how I can say it, and if I can get away with it. I'm testing the sensors and the algorithms. Oh, look, there's my inhaler in the shot. Right now, we're making food in the Nerdy Ninja's Nutritional Kitchen. Right now, this is about 3 months fermented. You can see what used to be a whole bunch of psilocybin mushrooms are now literally just mush. So essentially, if this was alcohol, how can I say this? If this was mash from jail, okay, and this was your potatoes and your beans and your peas and all the good stuff that nobody wants to eat because they all just live off each other's they steal each other's meat, and then they leave the people that they don't like to starve and eat margarine and bread, like my mother up there being fed by the Ontario government. Miss Diane, Ileana Diansky. um, Point being, this is shamanic fermented. It's like an apple cider vinegar shot. I ferment the Microtech, Lemon Tech, the psilocybin, mycelium, fungus in, well, apple cider vinegar, and honey, and onion banana juice, and garlic, and turmeric, and ginger, and a whole bunch of different acids that help break it down and bond with it, and then this bonds with my DNA on a superior level. This is no different than a moonshine. And this is no different than a kimchi. Essentially, this is a psychedelic moonshine. And it's recycled through my own heroic dose grain samples. So, like the shamans used to do with Amanita muscaria, they would allow the reindeer to eat an absolute massive, and let's face it, moose eat and consume up to 60 pounds a day. So, can you only imagine what 60 pounds worth of a psychedelic trip that's recycled through in urine? Okay. At best, there's maybe 8 grams recycled through, built up over a few different biological samples. And Danielle Martell, because two of these files went missing after you stole a bunch of church donation food that I brought back here, that the invoice goes to the Ontario government, so you stole from the Ontario government, you stole from Jess, you stole from the baby, you stole my favorite onesie, the Canadad plaid Amanita muscaria mushroom, that there is only 3 clips of me wearing. I love that fucking thing. I was wearing that the first night I ran into Jess, you bitch. That set of clothing had a very unique, distinct set of pheromones that will forever be tainted by your STD sluttiness. You stole from me and my mother in a vulnerable sector. And after I kindly gave you and the young lad there, I love you, buddy. Protect your privacy through and through. Your bag's still here. You tried some of this stuff too. I gave you both a Reiki restoration, integration, relationship rejuvenation ceremony. And Rachel even gave you, Miss Martell, an Akashic reading. And you got a $700, actually you got a like $3,000 3-day ceremony, and you stole from me. And yes, Ashley at Elemental Growth and Green Irene, and Al at Pace Radio and DP, Psychonauts TV. I reported it to the police that a drug user junkie stole biological urine samples thinking it was drugs, and the dispatch was absolutely appalled at that. Wanted to know why they're in the house in the first place. Well, follow along. You'll understand. I'm an ordained reverend, and show me a law that says I can't drink my own recycled urine. That's microtect with a severe macrodose of psilocybin. Being used to in my own spiritual practice as an ordained reverend, and being used to treat my head, and 25 years of legal cases that started when I was put on pharmaceutical drugs. My mother and I were both on pharmaceutical drugs together, and now we're both in class action lawsuits based off those results. Blow me, Brain Injury Association. I'm not touching your shit. B, for everybody in the psychedelic and theogenic field realm, I am prepared and happily ready to go to court to explain to a judge how this stuff works, why this stuff works, and countering, Luna, get away from it. It's not for you. You ate the psychedelic pizza that one time. Now fuck off. This is not for you. Not right now, anyway. I put it in the plants. Luna has... Well, I put it on pizza and she fucking jacked the pizza. What can I say? What can I do about that? She's fine. Point being, I'm prepared to go to court simply to press charges against Miss Martel and explain to everyone how this stuff works. The world needs to know. And this is the stuff I'm allowed to talk about. Wait till I get into all the sexual fetishes. And no indifferent than if I was doing a sourdough. It's built up on the sides. There's mash in it. And essentially, I actually don't want to get too much of the thickness. I really just want to... Okay, that's a good amount. Now, the young lad here that I coached, I have to top this up with honey and stuff too. Actually, since I do it all at once. Young lad, I dipped the spoon, I let him lick it. He almost blacked out on the fucking floor. I was worried he'd hit his head off the fucking concrete. He was off in La-di-da land for 8 goddamn hours. So if you can imagine consuming what I just put in here on a regular basis, you're about to watch what happens. Since I have nothing left to smoke, this is my medicine. This is corn syrup. Not what I usually put on. However, this is a shit that government keeps my mother alive on. Oh yes, I'm very excited to get into my sexual preferences, my sexual fetishes, where you're going to be talking about the all GTBQ rainbow stuff, and I'm about to completely smash the fucking hell out of logic as to why any woman would ever be attracted to another woman, and why men will not be attracted to you fucking trannies. Period. There's a reason that the whole overall dynamic is you end up with a really masculine female and a really feminine male, and it's still a traditional male to female dynamic. The roles are just completely reversed, and that is the only way you people can balance out your hormones and maintain a state of homeostasis. That's not what I want to talk about right now. I want to use this. Mix this around. Oh, this smells lovely. I need some more water. I wish I had oil. I wish I had oil that wasn't canola oil. Coconut oil is really good. Again, this is mixed in a salt brine. It's properly prepared. Onion, banana juice. It's fermented. It's sterile, it's safe, and it's specifically genetically coded to me. And it has been only shared with one other person through consent, and he was a male. My theorem around this is that if, and I do mean if, two couples, or a couple, potentially even a family member, like breast milk, super psychedelic breast milk, were to, if a female were to recycle her own psychedelic biological serum, make this type of recipe, and then share it with her partner, meaning he drinks hers and she drinks his, very much like in a sexual preference type way. And let's face it, if we can put drag time story queens in schools and libraries and talk about the health benefits of having a fetish for eating other people's fecal matter out of their rectums as this is loving and in the grace of God. I can't even finish that sentence because my frontal lobes are blown out and none of it is fucking healthy at all. Versus if you are free bleeding and you are not putting chemically castrated maxi pads on yourself as a cleanser. And the solid truth is, men like menstruation. Menstruation. It takes out our frustration when you menstruate. We have a sexual preference for it. We love women that are women. We love women that are not put on pills to induce early menopause, to help with the cesarean or ovarian cysts. Okay, there's the reason why there is a misnomer about vaginal blood being taboo or gross is because it is full, usually typical, of bleach and chemicals that cause toxic shock and kill you. That is unacceptable. People are getting oral cancer from oral sex. And no, IUDs are not ideal either. A, because I'm 9 inches and it butchers the tip out of my fucking dick every goddamn time. And B, we like you to be a woman. We, in the most loving, non-hostile, peaceful, caring way, love to see you bleed. We really do. So sorry, I'm not sorry, LGBTQ. You're fucking the hell out of everything. And then all you gays, women and men are wondering how come you can't find someone to solidly commit to you in a stable relationship, because your body's pheromones are so out of whack. Chemically and chemistry speaking, nothing is going to be attracted to you, and that's why you're super freaking stuck in a state of non-homeostasis. Put a lot in there, make sure it will ferment nicely. Knife with some coffee grinds, sure. This needs to stop. You guys want to see how I wash my dishes? I just do this. This is how I wash my hands. I don't use soap. Oh, sorry, Luna. Apparently I sprayed on the dog too, sweetie. I'm sorry. I sprayed it on my underarms, and, I'll use it on my skin in the shower. This is how I sanitize everything. You'll notice I don't get sick. You'll notice I don't sleep. You'll notice I barely eat. You notice I don't get tired. And if you knew the condition, health-wise, the state of this estate being maintained by Miss Ilian Dianskew at the fucking Ontario Public Guardian Trustee, temporary decision maker, client representative, Yeah, you sound like you got a scary title, bitch. This is how you're taking care of my mother? Why do you think I'm happy to go to court and talk about this stuff? What's an average lawsuit these days? 33 million? 3,300 million? What do I got coming to me from the Minsky and Kaminsky, whatever it's called, human rights violations from being up in Max? What do I got coming to me from police falsifying records and admitting that they didn't do any investigation before they arrested me? That I paid $10,000 transcript of my victim admit nothing happened. After. I did a year and a half and then another year on fucking house arrest. I drink my psychedelic piss for breakfast. I think I'm afraid of you. Some salt. Natural sea salts give you up to 15 more essential minerals than any other salt. I'm a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I save lives, I don't take them. A man chooses and a maid obeys. That's fucking delicious. That's fucking delicious. I want more. Again, it gives the dopamine hit like I just got fucked or ate pussy. You guys are gonna watch me take a fucking trip live on Instagram here. Is it safe? It's safe for me. I know it's safe for me because I do this all the time. Point being, I think if two couples made their own serum and swap-swapped, your then biological genetic code, already having mixed and mangled, being sexual partners in the first place, would be able to, my genetics could cure your genetics, build on all your weaknesses, and anything that you're strong in, you and your genetics would then code and fix my genetics. I believe that this should be a 2-part tantric ceremony type thing. Maybe not mixed with craft dinner, but you guys get my point. What would super psychedelic breast milk honestly do? Positive and negative art and scope to a newborn growing baby. Think about it. I mean, kiddos want to make super soldiers in the future? Actual MK Ultra agents in the next nexus of nerdy ninjas? I'm patenting that, Mr. 37. This field research doesn't exist. And if it does, it's usually blocked and censored. That's why this is a penetration test. That's why I let my mind go every which way but loose, because it's all connected in a giant cogwheel. And overall, all I'm doing is pen testing the Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok algorithms. OnlyFans kept shutting me down. They didn't like me talking about all this stuff. Shockingly enough, even if I'm completely stark fucking naked. Yeah, I'll just let you sit on me in that fantasy there for a second. That's fucking delicious. So yeah, Danielle Martel. When you get arrested for your outstanding warrant, and you get hit with robbing a senior citizen in a vulnerable sector, taking advantage of her and my mental illness. And the only reason I knew it was a play is because Jess tipped me off. When a loving woman tells a loving man not to trust another untrusting woman, I have my eye out for your bullshit. What do you think? We'll just stop it here at 20 minutes? That should be a good contest.